Well, it is a massive tragedy, and Chief Minister Omar Abdullah himself, he took stock of the rescue operations here. Mr. Chief Minister, what is the stats now, number of deaths and those who are missing? We saw a list of 102 people who are missing in the official count earlier.
We have approximately 60 confirmed dead. The number of missing fluctuates. It at one point was more than 100. But some of the missing people, they were actually taking shelter in places where either there was no cell phone coverage or their mobile phone batteries had discharged, and they were not able to contact their families. So the missing number, we're not able to give you a confirmed finite missing number, but it's in the region of about 80 plus minus a few.
Right. But the slush and the massive boulders where they are supposed to have buried, it is a tall order for the rescue.
It is a tall order. Of course it is. Look, I understand the feelings of anger amongst the people, particularly of those whose loved ones are still missing. They have a very simple demand, which is that even if you can't return our loved ones alive, can we please have the dead bodies so we can perform the last rites? And I understand that feeling. In their place, I would have the same sense of anger and frustration. But I just want them to know that we're doing our best. That's why I was here, to ensure that is there anything more that we can do? Are there any resources that are lacking? I believe we have adequate number of diggers and JCBs. Then one of the demands was that if there are 20 JCBs here, why are they not all functioning at the same time? They can't. If you see the area, there isn't enough space to operate 20 JCBs at the same time. So our the officers on the ground, their strategy is to use these JCBs in sequence so that the operations don't stop. The moment one runs out of fuel, it will be replaced with another one, and this chain will continue so that we can remove as much of this.
So what caused this disaster? There are so many theories. Some say it was a cloud burst, but nothing has been said by the Met Office so far. Some say it could be perhaps some glacier lake which has bursted. Whatever the cause may have been, but the fact we see the langar that was set up just right next to the rivulet, if it would have been set up at a right place, at a safer place perhaps.
Look, there are a lot of questions that will eventually need to be answered. One of the questions obviously is that there were weather alerts for J&K for this period. If I'm not mistaken, there was even a warning that was put out to avoid unnecessary travel. In light of this, were all the precautions taken? Were all the steps taken? Look, this langar has not been located here for the first time.
Correct.
If I understand correctly, by talking to the people on the ground today, this is the traditional location for this langar. Now, hindsight is 2020. Now that this disaster has happened, we can question whether this langar should have been there. But for all these years, this langar has been there safely.
No, but was there ever a risk assessment or the disaster assessment ever made on this? Because number of people is now increasing. Earlier, only few hundred would come. Now thousands.
No, there are, I believe, lessons to be learned from this. But at the moment, our entire effort is focused on rescue.
Correct.
And as far as possible, retrieval of those people who we cannot find alive. And in this, it is a multi-pronged approach. From the moment this disaster struck, forces have been on the ground. It started with the CISF team that was deployed here for security of the yatra. They immediately got active in rescuing people, coupled with the SDRF team that had been deployed here. J&K police moved in. NDRF teams have been deployed from Delhi. Army, I met the colonel who is on the ground overseeing the operations on the part of the army. So this is a multi-pronged approach that is currently focused on as much as possible rescue. After that, the relief and rehabilitation work will start, and simultaneously, as I said, there are lessons that we will have to learn from this. Given the number of yatris that are coming, how can we better regulate? Because the only two well-regulated yatras, or let's say three well-regulated yatras in Jammu and Kashmir today are Mata Vaishno Devi, Shri Amarnath Ji and Mata Kheer Bhavani. There is no other well-regulated yatra. But given the numbers, perhaps there is more that needs to be done to regulate.